Hi, I'm Miriam Bear and co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also a co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for daily updates on all our Keto Chow happenings. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track. We love having you with us on our journey. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Heath was not first.
Oh,
Renee
was.
Wins. Dennis laughed about that. Dennis says happy birthday to Kate with the Johnsonville sausages.
Well, she will say thank you.
Yes.
She carried some in, but she didn't realize it was a present for her.
There you go.
I say thank you. Those are the exact kind I like. So
those were the ones that were on the shopping list. It was quite remarkable.
Yeah, it was the best. And I'm sorry we didn't get to come say hi to you.
Yeah,
it was meeting Tuesday.
It was. Mary Lou says hi everyone. Sarah says good evening everyone.
Good evening.
Emily says hi everyone. Rihanna says good evening everyone. Kim says good evening. Shauna says hi Mary Lou. Shauna says hi Keto Chris. Keto Chow Chris.
Keto Chow Chris.
Shauna is having peaches and cream cold tonight for dinner. Wow, even better than hot.
That sounds delicious.
Wait, what's this peaches and cream Shauna's talking about?
We weren't going to talk about that.
What the heck?
That's right.
So in the Chow Club that went out, that arrived for February, that was the secret item.
Yep.
Was
surprise
peaches and cream. We will be announcing it later on this month for general availability. So there you go. Lynette says hi everyone.
Hi Lynette.
Ketovore Deb says hi everyone. TC's Life says good evening all. Misty Pole says good evening. Shauna says hi Chris and Miriam.
Hi Shauna.
Not just me. Heath finally got on and says, what's up, dogs? Maitreya is on. Mary Lou says, hi, Shauna. Carl says, good evening. Nan says, hi, all. Renee says, you all are not very loud.
I'm usually not that loud.
Yeah. I mean, I can project, and then you can really hear me.
I can't, unless I try really hard.
There you go. But it is turned up all the way. So if we're not very loud, you may want to check your device and make sure it's turned up.
Yeah. Turn it up.
And that says hello. Sojourn says hello. Debbie says good evening. My keto mug cake, devil's food cake, with chocolate keto chow ice cream was fabulous.
Yes, I'm so glad.
Christy Davis says good to be here.
Hey, Christy, how are you?
Troy says hi, guys. Sarah M says hello and good evening, everyone. Lisa says hi, guys. John says, I had a dinner cooking fail tonight. It just didn't taste good.
Oh, sad.
Keto Chow, peaches, and cream for the win.
Gotta have
Trey
that.
says, hi, Shauna. Rhonda's here. Says, hello, everyone. Holly Munden says, good evening, Bears. Just had my last sip of chocolate toffee.
Delish.
Now, just so you all are aware, the end user experience that we're looking for with Keto Chow is when you finish it, you kind of tip it up and you try to get the very last couple drops out. I know.
Try not to be a barbarian and open the blender bottle and lick the sides.
Yes.
Like a crazy person.
Now, if you use butter and you heat it up, it doesn't stick to the sides like that, and it just all comes out. I do know that Rachel of Two Crazy Ketos fame, she actually pours some coffee into her blender bottle and shakes it up to get the last little bit.
Oh, yeah. Could definitely do that.
Let's see. Carol says, good evening, Chris and Miriam. Super busy day for me. Glad I could join you tonight. Hey,
Yay.
well, welcome. Weathers Windy says hello, everyone. Deb says, good evening, Chris and Miriam. And Keto Chow, happy Tuesday. Rihanna says, I'm sipping yummy Keto Chow savory chicken soup.
Awesome.
We had a couple people on the Facebook support group who were really surprised how much they liked the chicken soup.
Yeah.
One lady, I don't know if it was you, Rihanna, that said that it's become their third favorite flavor.
Awesome.
Then they're adding a bunch of stuff to it.
It's my favorite thing to cook with.
Okay. Sojourn says, Renee says about another chaffle maker. Tomorrow my chicken chow arrives with my minerals. Ooh.
Nice.
Shauna says the Keto Chow flavor not to be spoken of.
Right.
Yes, it's Voldemort. He says we recently made Keto Chow biscuits and Parrot Heard Renee's gravy. So good. I will be posting the video soon.
Oh, nice. Nice.
My voice, I don't think I can do that. Let's see if I can.
So
good. Okay, there I go. Let's see. Lori says so excited to try the peaches and cream. Misty's, have you not tried it, Lori? What the heck? You need. Holy cow! You need to try it. Misty says, when does the next box go out? So
that's a good question.
Okay. So first things first. What's the flavor of the week?
You're just gonna ignore that question.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that question.
Lemon meringue.
Lemon meringue. This is the very first time it's been the flavor of the week. Okay. Second question. The Keto Chow Club. When does that ship out? Okay.
So you need to order by the 15th.
By the end of the 15th. So that's 11:59 p.m.
Yep.
Eastern time.
And it is, oh, shoot. I don't have a date on my
Today's
new
the
face.
2nd.
What? I have a little cat.
You have a little cat.
I'm so excited.
It took me 30 minutes to get that cat
I can feed
working.
it right now. I'm going to feed it a little fish.
So today's the 2nd.
It's eating.
So you have another 13 days
so
to sign
cute.
up. Okay, that's good,
the
dear.
cat is eating.
So you have another 13 days to sign up. So after the 15th, so that's to sign up for the March one. Now the March one will not have the same surprise stuff.
It's different.
Different every time. There may be a new flavor on any given month, or there may be some other fancy swag thing. But there will be something. So if you want to get the March one, then you would need to sign up before February 15th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yep. And if you're already signed up for the February one, as long as you didn't cancel, you should be in line to get the March one.
That's correct.
And you'll be charged.
You'll be charged on the 16th. Unless your charge date was set previously to like the 14th or the 15th. There was some confusion there.
It'll be around that time.
Yeah, it'll be before the 16th.
If you want to put that in your budget,
Okay.
it'll be there.
When will they ship?
They will ship around after the 20th, so like the 25th, 26th.
So we want them to arrive by
the 1st.
February 1st.
So we might start sending some out the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
Yeah. There's some stuff to the northeastern United States. If you're in like Maine, we may ship it on the 19th.
Yeah.
So there you go. But the idea is it arrives before the 1st. And we're going to try and time it so that everybody gets it about the same time, so that people are like, what's the secret thing? What's the secret thing? Okay. So let's see. Maitreya says peaches. It's excellent. Warm. Meg says I used my Chow Club recipe and made the cheeseburger soup tonight. It was delicious.
Yes, I'm so glad. You can freeze the rest of that for lunch
Yes,
for another day. I love doing that with the soups.
Ketovore Deb, I can't talk, says, had the peaches and cream today. Love it. Debbie says, can't wait for the peaches and cream. Yes. Freshie says, hi guys.
Hey Freshie, how are you?
Lori says, you guys sound fine. He says, buffering. He just keeps saying that, and I've got a solid 7,000 kilobits per second with 0 drop frame. So
restart your network.
Have you considered that the single consistent feature of all your failures is you?
You guys are going to be buddies when you meet in real life.
That's how guys get along. We make fun of each other until we're friends.
Let me just punch you in the arm real quick.
What a dork. Lisa says, can't wait for the peaches and cream to be available. Renee says, I've been trying to get Vital Farms eggs at Sam's, and they've been out.
Oh, no.
Guy said he'd save me some today. His eyes were huge when I asked for 3 18-packs. I don't know. That sounds
for you?
That sounds like
reasonable to me.
Tuesday. I mean,
yeah. When we buy eggs, we buy eggs. It's because we need them. Because our chickens are not producing the eggs fast enough.
Well, at Sam's Club, we'll usually get 2 of the 18 packs. And if we make Chaffles, we will burn through both
a single
of those.
Thing, yeah.
Matt says, got the new mug cake today, and I really like the fatter handle.
Oh, it's kind of fun, huh?
Mike's on says, hi, Miriam and Chris. I need to leave soon. My church swapped youth night this year. So this year's I'm busy on Tuesday nights instead of Wednesday. That's where our children are. Let's see. He says, I think the volume is fantastic tonight. Okay.
Thank you.
Nivor Dev says, waiting for my mug cake. It's on its way.
Awesome.
Mike says, I had Buffalo Wild Wings delivered today. Worth every penny.
We had Buffalo Wild Wings today, too.
We had it delivered by Holly.
Yeah, thanks, Holly.
We were in the middle of a meeting, and she went and got it.
And we had a friend come over. It was so awesome.
It was. Mary Lou said, I had the bacon cheeseburger soup and biscuits 2 nights in a row, and we loved it. Shauna says, you mean I'm not supposed to use my tiny rubber spatula to scoop the rest of my mouth?
Oh, you can totally do that. It's way nicer looking than sticking your tongue in the bottle.
Yeah. If I'm out and about or camping, I will a lot of times just dump a little water in there, shake it up, and then drink it. It's a little weird, diluted, but yeah, whatever. Rhonda says, I did that with ice cream paddles and bucket, shaking my head. LOL. Deb says, I must say the new chocolate mug cake recipe with frosting is the absolute best I've ever tried. And I just adore the new mug too.
Aww.
Does trying to lick it all out of the mug count?
I don't know if you could get to the bottom of that still. It'd be fun to try.
Lori has a question. Says, I'm trying to figure out how much butter to use to fix my Keto Chow. So,
that's a good question too.
Yeah, let's pull up. And this actually goes along with another question that we have later on.
Awesome.
So if you go under Why Chow, how to prepare Keto Chow, you can actually just click right on this. Up here at the top, it has the
little pictures.
Yep, and the too long didn't read version. So add the fat of your choice, add a sample packet or a scoop, add warm water, slightly warm water, shake it up. Okay, so now the question becomes, how much? See below for amounts. So there's a nice video here with Miriam and I explaining how much fat to use and what kind of fat to use. There's some stuff about what sort of fat you can use, all that other stuff. Here's 2 of our daughters showing
in the old shirts,
in the old shirts,
old bags,
yep,
and the old logo.
Okay, in every order of Keto Chow, there should be, unless you elected not to get it. If you click the no, I already know about Keto Chow, you don't need to send it. It should have one of these cards. Now, it does tell you the best thing to do is to use the calculator on our website to figure it out, and to go to actually the page you're on right now. But here's some rough numbers. So if you want a shake that has 600 calories,
you're on 500.
500. Let's do 500. Math is easier. So that'd be 55 milliliters of butter, 1.9 fluid ounces, or 3.7 tablespoons. Or you could use 111 milliliters of heavy cream, which is 3.8 ounces of heavy cream, or 7.5 tablespoons. Or you could use oil if you wanted to. Now, where it really gets into this is the fun thing. You click on that guy.
It needs to be a different color.
It does. So what's your calorie target per day? So if we're using the same...
Say 1,500.
1,500. Okay, it calculates that to be this. The peanut butter has a little bit more fat, protein, and carbs. So if you check that box, it's going to change the equation. Do you want to use butter instead of oil?
Yes.
If so, you can check that box. Do you want it measured in milliliters, U.S. fluid ounces, teaspoons? We'll do, how about?
Do tablespoons.
Tablespoons, okay. Do you want to use all heavy cream or all oil/butter?
All butter.
Okay. So, ignore this. That's a rounding error. So, for butter, you use 3.857. Yes. And then it goes down and it tells you how it all is calculated and all this other fun stuff. Okay. But this it kind of walks you through the steps.
So we like to use grams just as a personal preference because you can weigh it on a scale.
Yes, you can.
And so then that 0.8 or whatever is a little bit easier to get to.
Yep.
Exactly.
Now, if you don't know how many calories to use, you can click on here.
That's Maria Emmerich's keto calculator.
It is.
We just love it. And this is where we've learned about not being afraid of protein.
Yes.
So you put in all that stuff right there, and then no matter what, it's going to tell you a higher protein than a lot of sites will tell you. And you will be surprised how much better you feel if you eat the right amount of protein.
Now,
also, your hair is nice. Your skin is nice.
Most people, if you do just Keto Chow, which most people don't do, if you were to do just Keto Chow for all of your meals, you probably wouldn't be getting enough protein. Let's see, what did I mess up?
I don't know.
Current weight. Oh,
Oh, how old are you?
Well, I'm female and I weigh 150
Wow.
pounds. Okay, so Maria's thing is recommending 1,400 calories for this person.
150
And
woman, that's 40.
100 grams per day of protein.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, compared to what everybody says.
Yeah, and 20 total carbs. Okay, now here's where the question happened. And I'll just come on back to here, go to calculating macros on keto, which has the calculator built into it and also has this explanation about all of the stuff. Okay, this really gets into the details about it. Because we had a question on the Facebook support group that said, I started Keto Chow yesterday. I'm drinking 2 shakes a day and I'm not hitting my macro for carbs. I was under for everything day 1 and 2. Day 2, I'm over for everything except carbs. How important is this, and are my numbers bad or good?
Well, you never have to worry about going under on carbs.
Yes.
You want your carbs to be as low as possible because that's going to be the better thing no matter what.
So what Miriam is saying,
one thing,
right there.
You do not need to worry about trying to hit your 20 carbs. So I wouldn't worry about that. Protein you do want to hit though, because if you don't hit your protein, you're going to have problems with skin, hair, nails, all that stuff.
Protein is a minimum, carbs is a maximum.
And then fat is a lever. So when you first start out with keto, you need to be taking in fat to get yourself fat adapted. You need to be really, making sure you get that fat that you've calculated for yourself and get yourself, off of glucose, get all the glucose out of your system, get your body used to using fat. And then after a while, you can kind of taper the fat off a little bit and start using the fat that's already on your body instead of just the fat you take in. So it's interesting how you can play with different things on keto and how you can play with that lever of fat, but you still always want to get your protein. So if you're doing Keto Chow only, you will not hit that protein. So
That's
you'll
true.
want to add maybe a can of tuna fish, some chicken breast, some
or have a meal that's like a steak.
Salmon, or just have some kind of meat in addition to your Keto Chow.
Yep. So there you go.
Yeah, but you can also put in like a regular protein powder into it, or like a collagen, because that will help.
Or have a 4th shake in addition to it.
Yeah, with no fat.
Yeah. So, Keto Chow is designed to be just nutritionally complete food, but it may not get you all the way to your protein goal.
Yep.
And we erred on that side just to make it a little bit more useful for everybody.
It's a lot easier to add. It's harder to take away.
Yes.
Just like with the salt. Like we maybe would want Keto Chow to be saltier, and it's a lot easier to add salt than it is to take it away. Because not everybody's the same. And so our guest today that came to visit us, Jessica, she came in and she said, "You're tall." And I'm like, I am. I am tall. And so not everybody is the same as me. And so I need more calories or food or whatever than another person because I'm bigger than they are.
Okay. So let's see. Rihanna says, I drink it for lunch every day. Sojourn says, I'm feeling better than I have in a long time. I'm excited to get the mug cake and all the other flavors. I'm down 5 pounds.
Awesome.
Vivian says, hi, what about coconut flavor? Is it even a thought? Currently, the best way to get coconut flavor is to use coconut oil. So unrefined coconut oil, or as Mike introduced us to, coconut manna, which is pureed coconut fruit.
Which you have to heat up to get it to be soft, but it works.
Or live in somewhere besides cold Utah.
Yeah, but it'd have to be pretty warm.
That's true. Mary Lou says, I'm hoping the next flavor will be butter pecan.
Oh my gosh, doesn't that sound freaking amazing? Chris doesn't like butter pecans. I love butter pecan.
Anyway, Kim says, I had the
Just
spicy...
say that again.
No. Kim says, I had the spicy taco soup today for dinner. Very spicy, but delicious. Interesting. So we call it spicy taco soup.
It's not really spicy.
It's not. I don't think it's super spicy, but we called it that so that people who are sensitive to spicy won't get it and freak out that it's so spicy.
Well, and Kim said it was very spicy.
Yep.
So
add sour cream to it. There you go.
Yeah, or cheese or both.
So Rhonda says, that's why I ordered the chicken soup. So excited. Can't wait.
Yay.
First she says, I know someone who drinks their keto chow out of the blender bottle like a savage.
Drinks it right out of the blender.
Out of the blender like a savage. There you go. Phyllis
We
is
actually
evening,
had a
everyone.
conversation about that at work the other day. We were making a video, and it's like, just take the blender and go.
Lori,
I'll just say it's freshy.
Lori just got some peaches and cream from Christian today.
Oh, nice.
Deborah Lynn says, looking good.
Thank you.
She's talking about my glasses.
That's right.
He says the warden wants a mug. Okay. Sojourner says, I'm signed up for the Chow Club. Shauna says, only 28 days in February. That's true. Mm-hmm. Renee says, then get the warden what she wants, Heath.
Yeah, hello.
Shauna says, let's wait. Danielle says, will the Chow Club surprise ever be exclusive to the club?
It's always exclusive to the club.
Well, so
you mean-
like for instance, if it's a new flavor, then that is eventually it will be, come out. But when it's a swag item, like whatever we want to put in there, that will be exclusive to the club. Mm-hmm. If it's a new product, you'll be getting it first.
Yes.
If it's a swag item, the only way to get it would be through the club.
Yeah, so the idea is because you're part of the Chow Club, then you get new hotness faster.
Okay. Ed says, "Oh, first live for me. Just started your product this month and simply love the chocolate toffee."
Oh, yay!
It's Miriam's fault.
I love the chocolate toffee too.
She said, "You will make chocolate toffee."
I would like
I
chocolate
said,
toffee, please.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. Renee says it's not buffering here. He says, maybe I'm buffering. Devin says, evening all. Shauna says, his brain, I think, is buffering.
I hope he's okay.
He says, either buddies or in an ER together, and then buddies.
Nice.
And Renee says, I'm not buffering, you're buffering. I'm not crying, you're crying.
You're crying.
Jennifer says, hi there. Hi, Jen. Sojourner says, I got a waffle maker today so I can make chaffles. I need some recipes. Our favorite chaffle recipe is 3 eggs, 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, 1 serving of Keto Chow.
Yep. Any flavor
mix it up.
works. I don't think I've had a flavor I didn't like.
Nope.
Every flavor tastes good as a chaffle.
Shauna says, Keto Chow, good to the last drop. Oh, and you only need like 1.5, 2 tablespoons. Of the chaffle mix in each, if you get
really
one of those
so
dash
you could
minis.
do less than what we make.
Let's see. Renee says, Heath, did you duct tape Shelly's hands again? Where is she? He said she's playing on Instagram.
Oh, she says, I'm free.
Devin says, I'm devastated. Just accidentally poured my Keto Chow down the sink.
Oh, no.
But on the plus side, 74 individual packets in my mug showed up today. Yes. The friends and family sell was epic.
Oh, it sure was epic. So thanks for supporting us, guys.
For those of you who are not familiar with him, there's a comedian on YouTube called James Veitch. He's a British guy. And his shtick is that he replies to spam emails. Like the, hello, I'm a Nigerian prince thing. Anyway, there's one where he is told he needs to open a bank account. And he decides that he's going to make a big deal about the free toaster that he's going to get when he opens the bank account. And the people... They say, there will be no toaster bonanza. And it's just really funny. Anyway,
oh my gosh.
The friends and family bonanza last week was pretty nuts.
It was awesome. We're still catching up. We've got to send out the last
We're
of the
a little behind on orders.
I think we'll catch up tomorrow for sure.
I think we will as well.
This is the first time we've been that far behind.
Well, so it's been a rolling behind. We've been behind about 2.5
probably 2 days
since it started, just because the response has been absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
So
you'll get yours and it'll be fine. But yeah, we're a little behind.
Carol says tomorrow is my last day of my second reset. So glad my husband joined me.
Oh, that's so great. I'm so glad.
Mike says, all this time I thought the TLDR was some sort of computer coding.
I know.
No, that's TR. TD.
Turtle dove.
No, it means table row, table data.
Boring.
No, but yeah, too long. Didn't not read.
It's still a computer thing. You have to be a person who's on something.
Renee says, rough numbers. Is the card textured now? Yes, it is. Let's see. Mike says, I ordered $400 worth of product during the Friends and Family event. Mike, you already had enough. I mean, it's great that you did, but okay. Let's see. Her says sweet. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, Ellen says 1 serving keto chow, 1/3 cup liquid, 2 eggs, half tablespoon melted butter.
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh, Rhonda says, who babysits the chickens when you guys are on vacation with the kids? Are chickens self-sufficient?
We have our neighbors that their kids take care of them.
Their kids love to come over and hang out with the chickens.
They have a great time.
Yeah, they just come
and then they just
street.
take the eggs, and then
for the most part, the chickens you just have to give them.
All you have to do is make sure they have food and water,
and close up their coop at night,
and then take the eggs. Otherwise, they'll just sit on them all day.
Lori says, thank you all. I can't wait to get started with all my keto chow.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
Let's see. Devin says, speaking of fat, I just had to cut my pre-made refrigerated keto chows in half and add an extra packet in liquid so I can drink them without irritating my gallbladder.
Oh, wow. But it's working. You found a way that you can eat it. That's good.
Shauna's computer's freaking out.
It needs a timeout.
Renee asked if Devin has tried it with different fats. Just curious if that makes a difference. I know a lot of people have, if they use one fat or another.
Yeah, it's better.
It works better. I know some people who, if they use no fat and then eat the fat as a fat bomb, then they're okay too. It's kind of interesting. Mike says, thanks for all you do. Good night. Have a nice stream.
Oh,
because he's taking off. Speaking of which, Miriam decided that next week and from here on out, we're going to move up the live stream by 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah, because we can. Because we keep getting up here at 7:15 then trying to start because we're used to 9:15.
Yes.
And we're like, if we're ready, why don't we just change the time? So next week we'll see you 15 minutes earlier.
Yep.
Which means we can go to bed 15 minutes earlier.
That's correct. And people can stay up a little bit longer. Anyway, because you poor people on the East Coast. I mean, it's already... What, 9:57 there?
Wow.
Renee says, just suck it up and blend some sardines into your keto chow and get her done.
I know, right?
Steak and shake.
I think you should do that.
Sojourn says, I can have 3 shakes with fat and 1 without fat. I would not recommend doing 4 keto chows.
Well, because you said that.
Yeah, what I mean is
you meant a regular protein
protein
just
shake
a
as a
plain
4th one.
protein.
Yes. Because... doing 4 keto chows.
Yeah, you get too many vitamins.
Yeah. Now you could do 3 servings of keto chow split up into 4.
Into 4.
Or
yeah, you could
3
do that.
split up into 2. But it would just be really big.
Or 1 into ice cream.
Ed says butterscotch.
Yes. Good idea, Ed.
Shelly says hashtag team butter pecan.
Yeah, do it.
Everybody's saying butter pecan.
I
think I experimented with butter pecan and it didn't.
I can't remember. Weird. I think you may have, because otherwise I would have really liked that.
Me messing around with butter pecan is like you messing around with grape. Okay. Casey Smurf says, "Hi, Chris and Miriam. Order some nice individual packs for the family and friends."
Nice.
Matreya says, "Yeah, spicy taco is not spicy to me." That's the thing. It's so easy to add.
Yep, it's really easy to add spice. It's hard to take it away.
Sojourn says, have you tried making them with cheese? Okay, so...
Keto chow with cheese?
Yeah, well, or the soup ones. So today, during lunch, our friend mentioned that she makes... that she uses the sodium citrate to melt her cheese into nacho sauce. And I'm like, I totally have a bag of that I've never opened.
Yeah. Did you find it? Was it in the top of the pantry?
Oh, I knew exactly where it was. I had seen it when I went. I had seen it. I done saw it.
He did see it.
When I was downstairs in the basement, and so I went right to there and picked it up. Anyway,
we need to organize that room.
I did 2 pounds of cheese made into cheese sauce. Most of it's half of it's in the freezer now, and the other half's in the fridge for the superb owl.
You did have for the. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So,
Sunday.
But it melted really well. Now the thing is, what the sodium citrate does is it allows the water to mix with the cheese. So depending on how much water or heavy cream you add to it, it makes it into a nice cheese sauce, and you're literally just really using cheese and water or
heavy cream.
So
It was really cool.
It was really cool.
So thanks for the tip.
Devin says, I've been trying to eat 3 keto chows a day with less than 30 grams of fat in addition to a small keto chow meals, but this inflamed gallbladder. I never make it to my third. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, you're okay. You just need to do what works for you. So don't stress out.
Kim says, I did the macro calculator on Maria's site, but the calories are too low for me. Now, one thing that somebody asked about that, because they did Maria's calculator, and it came back with like really low calories for them, or really low fat amount. And they asked me, they're like, hey, you're recommending this, and it's giving me just really weird numbers.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I was like, huh. I actually asked Craig Emery.
Yeah, we messaged them directly.
And I said, okay, here's my theory of why I think it's giving that low. Is this right? And he said, yes. My theory, and he corroborated it, was that they are counting the amount of fat on your body that your body can liberate per day as part of your fat calories. And
so if you put your fat percentage in there, it's going to count.
Yes.
So, that was tricky. So that's a good question.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you're just starting off, especially if you're just starting off, your insulin will probably be too high for you to access all that fat.
So you may need to eat more fat anyway. And just get yourself fat adapted. Get yourself comfortable and satiated so that at the end of the day, you feel like you've ate enough so that you're not feeling like you're starving.
Yeah,
but
you
just
don't want to feel
keep
deprived.
those carbs super low.
Yep.
And then you'll start to not need as much fat.
And if you want to go overboard on something, go overboard on protein.
Yep.
So there used to be this popular theory that if you ate too much protein, it would kick you out of ketosis.
Yeah, and change into glucose.
But anyway, on that page that I linked earlier, that has been definitively put to rest. It's not something to worry about.
Yeah. The other thing is, too, when you eat chips or crackers or sweets or even keto chow, anything that is sweet or savory.
Well, anything. Well, Joe and Rachel ate ground beef, and it lowered their ketones and raised their glucose.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say, though.
Oh, okay.
But anything like processed that's made to, or that you crave, that your mouth wants more, right? You're going to not have signal to stop. But with meat, even if you're eating it, you will get a satiety signal with meat. Because
we had brisket on Sunday.
You'll eat it and you'll be like, I cannot eat any more because I'm just too full. So
well, I get that with Keto Chow, too.
If you have to really gorge on a big old steak until you're full, then don't eat until you're hungry again. And don't snack because you see something or you walk past something. Just eat until you're full, and then you'll feel good.
He says, what about the old saying, I never want to be part of any club that will have me? Shelly says, hey.
Hey, Shelly.
Shauna says, chocolate toffee is probably my favorite. Rhonda wants to know how many chaffles that recipe makes.
I can't remember,
so when you make
like
a full
12?
batch, well, I think that the 3 eggs and the one...
It might be like 9 or something.
Yeah, it depends on how much you put in there and how much you waste because you put too much in there.
Or how many kids help and then it spills out.
And then they eat it while you're standing there. Nan said, I had apple pie chaffles this morning.
Oh, nice. I haven't tried the apple pie as a chaffle. You know what's my favorite? Pistachio as a chaffle. That was so good. Plus, it's super satisfying because it's green.
Deb says chocolate toffee with butter is still my favorite flavor, but banana is my favorite for ice cream with heavy whipping cream.
Oh, I like banana as ice cream too.
Sean says 311 chocolate. There you go. Let's see. He says, oh yeah, he's hilarious.
He is. So I've been buying those keto cereals lately. Not so much for me, just to kind of put in yogurt sometimes for myself, but the kids have been liking them, and I got a subscription or something, so I ended up having a lot of them, and they're like eating them with almond milk or heavy cream and a little bit of water, and so I feel good about them eating those instead of other things.
Maitreya says, I love those, and I love talking to telemarketers. Oh, they're talking about James Veitch.
Oh, yeah?
He says, Chris is a behind. Okay.
Yeah. He is.
Sean says, Anumal keeps trying to log into my Facebook account. Let's see. Weathers Wendy says, you guys are great. Thanks so much for the great sell. I ordered twice.
Oh, good.
Shelly says, I got 2 of my orders waiting for my third. Lisa has her Keto Chow ready for lunch tomorrow.
Yes. Way to be prepared, Lisa.
Myra.
Hi, Myra.
I think I got that right. Says hi all. Misty Pool says my first order was $600. Second order was $200. Then I ordered the club box. This month was super expensive.
Wow.
Then my daughter stole some of my singles.
Oh no!
Seeing as she likes them. I mean, there's worse things for your children to eat.
Yeah, but think when you get done using some of those, then your Chow Club Box will appear.
Maitreya says, one got real mad and swore at me before hanging up. Telemarketers wasted 45 minutes of their time. If you call our house and you select the wrong action, you'll be connected up to Lenny, which is a old Australian man recording who he's... And you can actually find, if you Google, hello, it's Lenny, telemarketer, you'll hear a bunch of recordings. It basically just plays this series of random old guy who can't hear anything and wants them to repeat themselves, and he just rambles. And it hits this right balance of they don't want to interrupt him because he's this nice old man.
Oh, yeah.
And he keeps asking, who is this again? I can barely hear you.
It's so funny.
We don't get telemarketers at our house at all. Sean says we are still going to Mike's in case of the apocalypse. Yes. Danita says I'm mixing up my Keto Chow for tomorrow for me, my husband, and teenager. Hey, so far we love all the flavors.
Oh, yay.
The question is, what do you store them in after you mix them up? So I know a lot of people will just use blender bottles. That's what we usually use. But you can also use like mason jars.
Yeah.
Last week we showed some. They're basically like the collapsible drink things.
Those funny little plastic pouches. The drink with a straw.
Yeah.
There's one of our friends on here put them in the freezer ahead of time for a surgery, before she had a surgery. So that was smart.
So Devin says, I'm just trying to be patient with the process, Renee, and knowing what I know, I'm not willing to give up an organ because I know keto can repair your body. So I'm just taking it slow and restarting. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, good job. And yeah, we'll just be thinking about you.
Yep.
Praying for you.
Weather's Windy wants to know, can I do a baritone so good?
I can't. So good.
Hey, Joe's on. Says, what's up, family?
Hey.
Or that might be Rachel. Because they said,
hearts.
Great hat, Miriam.
Thank you.
I'm guessing it's Rachel. Lisa's going to try pistachio for the first time.
Yes.
Maitreya says, I'm barely awake.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. It's late.
Let's see. Butter pecan. Yeah, Too Crazy Keto says, Shelly. Hi, Renee. That is definitely Rachel. Unless Joe just turned in his man card.
He turned in his hearts.
Cece's mama says, hi. Am I really late? You're like 30 minutes late.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Hi, Cece.
Yeah. Mimi says, I don't mind the live being that late. I usually am not in bed until 2.
Oh my gosh, really? What time did you get up and get going in the day?
I don't know.
That's crazy, girl.
I had to drive kids to school this morning Kate had to drive me to school at 5:45 this morning.
We got to get Ruth to get her permit so she can start practicing.
Yeah. Let's see. Lisa says...
2 that need to get their permits right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Too Crazy Keto says, I love spicy cheese, especially jalapeno.
So we had those jalapeno Johnsonville sausages for dinner.
Yes, we did.
With
And they were
Chris's
delightful.
Cheese sauce.
That cheese sauce... I actually picked up the Johnsonville cheese and jalapeno sausage thing.
And just dipped it in.
I just scooped the cheese.
I just poured it over the top and then cut it with a fork.
It was delicious.
Yeah, it was really good.
And then I poured some of that stuff in some taco meat, too.
Oh, that would have been a good idea.
It was a great idea.
Let's not make tacos without that sauce
Okay.
again. Just is changing our lives here.
Tigrizakiyo says, that's exactly what I say when Tabitha looks at me and wants me to give her Joe's burger. I don't have that much pull. Yeah, definitely Rachel. Kim says, after receiving my order today, my husband mentioned something about buying stock. Seriously, though, thanks for all the great tips.
Aww.
Currently, there is only one shareholder of Keto Chow stock, and that's actually me.
I got nothing.
Miriam
I got the
actually...
house and the kids.
Miriam does earn a salary, but 100% of her salary goes to her 401k.
That's right. I work for free. I work for peanuts.
Yep.
Actually, I work for Keto Chow.
Well, let's see. People are talking back and forth. Rhonda says, as an accountant, you pay attention to the books of others, but not your own. I decided to look. From December 26th to January, I spent $381 on Keto Chow.
Oh, you're so
Hey,
nice.
you're set up for a while, right? Yes. Stephanie says, this morning I had chocolate toffee in my coffee. That should be a song. With 1 tablespoon of butter and collagen. Now I got to order more because that will now be a staple for breaking my fast.
That's a great idea.
Cece's mama says, how low of total net carbs do the bears recommend?
As low as you can go.
As low as you can, approaching zero if possible.
Zero.
I personally really dislike products that use fiber as a sweetener, and I tend not to buy them. If I can, I will take stevia or sucralose or allulose or erythritol any day over those. But
yeah, we don't usually bake a ton either. Like a lot, and you know, Keto Chow is like a really good shortcut for us because you can add it into different recipes, and you don't have to have that much other stuff in it, and so you're not going to have the secret fibers that are tricking you. You just have to make sure you don't eat 5 of the things you make. Yeah,
but I always try to go under 20 grams of net carbs. Joe and Rachel in the past have talked about 50 grams of total carbs.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
To keep that in mind.
Yep.
You know what's working out really well for us is fasting and then only having 1 or 2 meals a day, and the 2 meals are close together, and then I'm not even stressing about
so we're
the macros at all because I know I'm just going to eat something that's really satisfying and nutrient dense. Otherwise, I'm not going to feel good.
Because we've been doing usually lunch and dinner and then fasting for an entire day and then eating lunch and dinner. And it ends up being about 42 hours fasting.
It's actually been really good. So this week is going to be weird because we're not going to eat for 2 days in a row.
Yeah, we're going to do like a 56-hour fast.
So that's a weird number, but we're going to try it.
So Lisa says, so far my favorite is the salted caramel, and Hubs is the chocolate mint.
Yes, I love chocolate.
Rihanna says my favorite chaffle is strawberry. It seems that to be the strongest flavor, which is interesting because
shortcake.
It's not the strawberry as a shake isn't a very strong flavor.
Yeah.
Renee wants to know where Steph is. Devin says, what's your favorite keto cereal, Miriam?
Probably High Key. I think High Key is the best. The colors are all natural colors, which is cool.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, I know, but it's kind of cool. And the thing is about the cereal, you have to take a serving. Like, I have to measure it with a measuring
cup.
Spoon, or I'll eat 2 servings, and then I'm not going to be happy. So
well, the only time I ever really eat that stuff is we add it to the yogurt.
Yeah, which is nice because I only need a little bit. So we'll add it to yogurt.
It's
or
just
we
to
could
add
put
that texture, right?
A topping of Keto Chow ice cream if we want a little crunch. And yeah. Recently we got the Magic Spoon.
Oh, the little
And
O's.
we get Cereal School too.
Somebody has an issue with subscriptions. Joe's finally here.
Hey,
Welcome, Joe. Oh wow, we're super behind. Steph says, "Hey Joe." Misty Pool says, "My child is 22, doesn't live with me, and she saw my post about how many I got and came to my house to steal them and see if she likes them."
What? Oh, you're so nice to share.
So Sonia just prepped 20 shakes.
Nice.
You
You win.
Too Crazy Keto says, "Oh yeah, CC, what are you planning to do on your vacation?" He says, "When telemarketers call them, I ask them to hold. I just leave the phone laying on the table." Oh man,
that's funny. I have such a difficult time because I was a telemarketer for a while when I was a teenager, and I understand if people say no. I actually didn't do very successful as telemarketer because when people said no, I say okay, bye, and my bosses were like, no, you got to do this, you got to do this, and I'm like, but they said no.
Now they just use a soundboard.
Yeah.
Shauna says, "Oh, can you clarify the recipe card for the hamburger soup? Is it 1 or 2 packets of Keto Chow?" It says 2. Then I heard 1. Then I heard 2. It's
Whoops.
2, isn't it?
I don't remember.
I'm fairly certain it's 2. There was quite a discussion about that. Yeah. Message Miriam.
Yeah,
Shauna.
I'll figure it out.
We should post something on the Facebook support group
Yeah,
about
we
that.
should.
Missy says, I remember the question. What's the best way to get the smell out of a blender bottle when you accidentally let the bottle sit around?
Oh, vinegar.
Well,
you can
I
put it
use
in the
bleach
sun.
and then I put it in the sun.
Vinegar and then in the sun works good too.
Yep.
Although
the sun
when
is
you have
really
no
the only
sun,
thing that's ever going to take care of
it takes longer. We
Like,
don't have a
open it
lot of
up,
sun.
expose it to the sun.
It was warm enough in the car today when I was in the parking lot at the elementary school that I opened the windows, but there was no sun. So I stuck my arm out and pretended that there was sun getting me. Oh well.
Let's see. Stephanie says doing the 40-hour alternate fasting and doing great.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
feels good, right?
Denise says, hey, Chris and Miriam, I'm late.
Make sure you
Matreya's-
get those electrolytes. Keep their electrolytes up, okay?
Yeah. Matreya says, night all. I can't stay up.
Oh,
yeah, you go to
good
bed.
night.
You've done your time, Matreya. Let's see. Cece says, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Bear. You're all late behind reading messages. I've been on a while. Oh, yes. Well, let's see. Rachel said goodnight to Matreya. Let's see. Keto Galali says, of course it's Rachel. Too many hearts for Joe. No kidding. And Ellen points out that gelatin adds protein as well.
Oh,
collagen
good
does
point. Thank
too.
you. Thank you.
But you
And you can
can't
do both.
really count it towards your protein goal, even though it does, because it's not a complete protein. Denise says, what is a list of fiber sugars? Fibers that are sweeteners? I haven't ever really compiled a list. I know that there are other keto
real
YouTubers out there that
saccharides?
have done stuff like that. Joe, do you have one of those?
I don't think so.
A video about the fiber game? There you go, Joe. There's a video idea for you. The fiber game.
The fiber game.
Okay. Rachel says, I don't think Joe has ever used an emoji. He uses an emoji when he sends stuff to me.
Is it the
Renee says, that scene from The Lion King came to my head when they say, Mufasa.
Mufasa?
Say it again. Mufasa. Let's see. He says, are you planning on fasting? You are planning on fasting while I'm trying to decide on what to cook for dinner on Thursday night. Well, because we're actually going to fast. Yeah. We're starting a fast tonight.
Yep,
we're not
starting
eating
tonight,
until
and then
Friday.
we'll eat on Friday.
Yeah.
Because, well, and I really like this alternate day because I feel like I still eat often enough that I am not missing out. But it's Kate's birthday on Friday, and then we're going to go sledding on the mountain with tubing in the snow, not the water. And on Friday night with her
Snow tubing.
for her birthday and go out to dinner as a family, and then on Saturday we're going to go out with just her to get lobster.
Renee wants to know, do we have a goal weight, goal size, goal look? Your faces are getting smaller.
That was Rhonda.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rhonda. What did I say?
Renee.
Oh.
It did start with an R, and Renee's
That's
comment
true.
is right below that.
My goal weight is 180.
My goal weight is to fit in the pants I have.
Okay, there you go. Renee says, yeah, Steph got to go hang out with the cool Chow kids. Ellen likes Magic Spoon and also Catalina Crunch.
Oh, yeah, I haven't had Catalina Crunch in a long time.
Renee's talking about bourbon chicken. Renee says, shot for me, shot for the pork, shot for me. Rachel says, we made chicken wings. I waited for the chickens to go to bed, though, because it's awkward. We actually had Buffalo Wild Wings today.
We had a discussion about that today.
And I'm like, we had the plate of all the bones, and I said,
I just want to give these to the chickens.
the chickens would eat all this, but I just don't want to give it to them. I don't want them to develop a taste. Devin
Or their
says,
siblings.
Devin says, I just looked and I've spent $473 on Keto Chow since the beginning of the year.
The beginning
Dang.
of this year, as in January?
January of 2021. Deb says, I'm enjoying 2 meals per day and max 30 total carbs. I never liked eating before noon anyway.
That's a great idea. I actually really like that too, Deb. I do the same thing. I don't want to eat early because I think the thing is, once I start eating, it's a lot easier for me to snack.
Yeah.
And so the longer I hold off, the better I am during the day, because it's almost like once I start eating, my body's just like, oh, I just want to keep eating some more and more.
So Rhonda again asked about a goal look. Actually, what I'm trying to get to right now is
oh, look, you're skinnier.
to get my face back like that.
That you look really weird looking in that picture.
Yeah,
Your eyes
well.
like...
Anyway, let's see. Shauna says, I think I know how to get a hold of Miriam. Okay. Stephanie says, I love all the meats.
I love all the meats too.
Rhonda says, yeah, I'm not meat prejudiced. Stephanie says, yes, ma'am, Miriam, I'm getting electrolytes, magnesium, and fasting drops.
Perfect.
Denise says, please post about the fiber game. Okay. Ed says, oh, are the shaker bottles dishwasher safe? Yes. And the best thing about them is the blender bottles, the actual blender bottles. We get emails all the time from companies in China saying,
other shaker
we
bottle
want you
companies.
to sell our shaker bottles.
And I'm
they're
sure
super
they're
cheap.
good, but nothing's as good as blender bottle.
Blender bottles are usually twice the thickness.
We've had the same blender bottles for like 6 years, and we've gone through like a ton of blender bottles from here and there and whatever.
Yeah.
We had maybe 2 or 3 break, and they have a warranty, so you can contact the company and they will just send you a replacement.
Yep.
I think we dropped one out of a car and it didn't break.
I've had them fall off the top of my car because I drove away.
Multiple times.
Yep.
And it's still like fine. So it's, they're just tough. And they're also here in Utah, which is fun.
Oh, that's true. Gregory says, don't forget the shivers at Mufasa. Let's see. Too Crazy Keto says, all the meats. We just eat beef for lunch and chicken for dinner as to not upset the chickens. Deb says, did you see the Keto Duncan Hines mug cake? 33 total carbs in one serving. Ugh.
Yeah, that's
wow,
too much.
that is crazy.
But I just have to remember, not everybody's in the same place on their keto journey than I am. If the Duncan Hines cake is going to be better for them than going to get donuts at the donut place, then isn't that better? Like, sometimes we have to take steps, right?
Yep. Steph saw a picture of chickens in wire hamster balls.
That's funny.
Debbie says, I'm fasting through tomorrow. Eat again Thursday,
Nice.
Friday. I do eat 2 days, skip a day. Nice.
That's great.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
Rachel says,
It's
I'm
been
getting my
really
chicken some
fun.
balls.
And tomorrow is Grilling Wednesday at work, and so we're going to miss it. Because we usually break our fast on Wednesday at Grilling Wednesday, but this time we're starting differently because we have Saturday and Friday to eat.
Yeah.
So
He says I fast every day, but mostly while I'm asleep. He doesn't like to fast.
that's okay.
And that's okay.
You don't have to fast.
Joe says we actually have a video coming out about all that, but the ones that most companies use are soluble corn fiber, IMO fiber, soluble tapioca fiber, and liquid tapioca syrup.
Yes. Well, and the thing that we were talking about earlier was soluble corn fiber. Some of them are
Some
really
is good.
good, and some of them are not as good, but they don't have to say which ones are which, and they probably don't even know which one is which.
Yeah, that's true.
When they're making it, like the company. So ingredients are kind of hard.
Really, the only way to know is to
You have to
check your
dive
glucose,
in.
try it,
Yep.
and then check your
it
glucose again.
And then check it again later. So, and only do that one thing. You can't do more than one variable at a time.
Shauna says, Chris feeds chicken wing bones. A couple days you go in the backyard and they're pecking each other's legs. They peck each other anyway.
Yeah.
So
Christy, hi.
I did feed the chickens turkey bones. Anyway.
Yeah, and we give them our bones, like our rib bones and stuff like that.
Yeah. So this is, now that Christy's here, there was a really good question on the Facebook support group. Michelle said that she had decided to take a break from the scale, and Christy shared a handy dandy measurement sheet.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll post the link in the chat, but this is her thing. There's way too much toe cleavage there. What the heck? Anyway, the reason for this is especially women. When they start their keto journey, they tend to not lose weight so much, but they tend to lose inches. And so when you're first starting,
Yeah.
especially women, take measurements. You gotta take measurements.
Well, and it's funny because this time when we started fasting, because we've been fasting for what, 3 weeks now?
Something like that, yeah.
Like on a pretty regular basis, like more than.
This is the 3rd week we've done it, yeah.
Yeah. And so it wasn't until like 3 days ago that I had lost any weight.
Yeah.
The whole time we were fasting. But I could tell I was coming down because my pants are fitting a little bit better. And so even though my number on the scale didn't change until like Monday of this week, which was what? Yesterday? Or no, it was Sunday.
Yeah.
I finally came down 5 pounds.
Whoosh.
And so I was like, finally. But it was good because I knew that, and so I wasn't super discouraged. But it's easy to get discouraged when you don't see that move, especially when you're hanging out with a guy who just thinks about losing weight and then loses 5 pounds. Like,
well, it's not quite that easy, but yeah.
I think I'll lose some weight. 5 pounds.
Joe says I need to help him upgrade everything to the new Betaflight. Now, if you're running Betaflight 4.2, you really don't need to upgrade to 4.3. Unless you need
talking about drone stuff.
A special... I did it because I'm using a control interface called Ghost, which only works really well with Betaflight 4.3, but whatever. Okay. Anyway, Joe points out that blender bottles have a lifetime warranty.
Yes.
Rachel says, it's so tiny, I'm just going to have to eat it. Might not be satisfied and feel guilty. I'd rather eat a salad bowl of Keto Chow ice cream in the bathtub.
Oh, so Denise said it would be nice if the blender bottles had black on the measuring units. So what we did and what we still do, we just take a marker, a Sharpie marker, and write it on the line that we're going to fill up our heavy cream to.
Yep.
And then as it wears off in the dishwasher, we just write it again.
Yep.
So it makes things super easy for us.
It is kind of hard to read those. Yeah. Just mark it up.
We actually, when we mix it in a big pitcher, we usually use an immersion blender, make 3 at a time, and we mix it in a pitcher. We have a line, a markered line on there.
It's on the 2-quart line.
That we use to just fill it up. And the very first time we did that was when we were making baby formula for our first set of twins. We had in a water pitcher of baby formula in the fridge that had a line. It had a line that said Similac and a line that said Infamil.
We went through it. Because when you're feeding twins, when you're trying to nurse twins.
And I nursed them. I just didn't make enough milk for both of them, so I still nursed them. And then we supplemented.
It was a full-time job.
And I'm not going to feel guilty about feeding them that because I didn't know keto then. So it's fine.
Joe says the only time I've had to throw out a blender bottle is because I left it in the car 3 or 4 days after finishing a Keto Chow.
Yeah, and some things are worth it.
I left one in the car in the center console of the excursion for, I think it was 3 months once. Wow, I opened it up and I was like, I'm just throwing that away.
That's out. Some things aren't worth.
Let's see. Lisa's going to go to bed. Well, good night, Lisa.
Good night.
Stephanie says, I actually broke my fast at 44 hours today, though I'd be eating at 6 a.m. I need to wait until after about 10 a.m. Okay.
That's okay. Yep.
Everyone's saying, good night, Lisa. Good night, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa.
We're going to leave you now. All right. Let's see. Denise says, yeah, thanks, but doesn't it wash off? It eventually does. Although, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could use a sticker on there.
Yeah, but then that'll peel off into your dishwasher too. So we just write it again. Yep.
Yeah, we have to mark it back on there about every 6
washes or something. Washings. Yeah.
Joe says my African Grey's favorite food is chicken bones. Tigris Kia says we haven't made one yet. Is there a flavor mug cake you're most interested in? I actually haven't had it yet.
Birthday cake.
Renee says, wow, did he just say toe cleavage? Miriam has an issue.
I don't like it.
With shoes, like high heels and stuff like that come down enough that it shows the 2 toes next to each other. Because I don't mind the toes sticking out at all, or all the feet showing, or all kinds of things. But it just bugs me when there's like that 2 little bumps of... And I call it toe cleavage. It's just because I'm like, maybe because it makes my feet look fat. And I'm like, I don't really need my feet to look fat. I have way more flattering shoes everywhere else that are not these. I'm not buying these toe cleavage shoes. Okay. Let's see. Rhonda says, I started doing 40-hour fasts on Thursdays. I think I'm going to do like 2 kk and try total carbs. Don't know how many yet. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Renee says, I'm dying. Denise says, ribeyes don't have the pokey fingers. Okay, let's see. Lots of people talking to Rachel. Oh, yeah. Well, Steph was saying to Christy, she's trying to bring you some customers to your meal deals. Oh, okay. So Christy has a meal program. They're frozen. They're frozen meals, and they're delicious. My kids were
really happy when they found those in the freezer, and I said that they were allowed to eat them. I only let Haley and Kate eat them, though, because they were keto. But they were super happy, and we actually brought some to work and just had them in the freezer, so then if there was a time that Chris or I or the kids didn't bring a lunch and they didn't want to have Keto Chow, then we would make those. So what's the name, Christy?
Oh, I can't remember.
Keto Meal Club.
Just as I taught our chickens to jump from the ground to my waist for treats. It's really funny because when one gets it, the rest chase her around the yard. It is hilarious how chickens chase each other around. He said today I was using salami, so they were playing tug of war. Mm-hmm. Sean says, yeah, that's a lost bottle. 3 to 4 months in the car. It was awful.
Sure.
Shelly says, I just made pistachio, strawberry, and orange for tomorrow. Going to bed now. And good night.
Good night.
Joe says, I had a bottle that was under the seat and smelled so bad I was starting to smell it with the lid closed.
Ooh, yucky.
Rachel says, I really like how versatile it is because I can use it for whenever I'm on the mood for shake, pie, cake, ice cream.
Yeah, it's so great. And those mug cakes, I keep talking about this. I love that they're a good serving size because I do not want to have a treat and then feel like I overate or I'm, disappointing myself because I ate this huge thing. It's just a little cake and it's like just enough. Like they get the little taste of sweet and then be done.
Stephanie says Jimmy has brought home some blender bottles he left at work. I told him from now on he's just opening and cleaning those. Yeah, the best thing to do.
We just wash them right away.
Wash them out. Take the lid off.
Rinse them right away because I don't always wash them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you just have to wash them out. But when you take the lid off, it allows them to dry out. Like if you leave the lid on with the thing open, they won't dry out.
Yeah. Well, and where you live, if you have humidity, you may need to just dry it with a paper towel and then throw it away. But if we, rinse it out and then just leave the lid off, just sitting on the counter or the edge of our desk or whatever while we're waiting for the day to end, it'll dry enough that we just put the lid back on, and then when we get home, we'll throw it in the dishwasher.
Okay.
We do have a dishwasher at Keto Chow. We just don't use it very often.
Yeah. Dennis says those voice lessons are paying off very well.
Oh, thank you.
Too Crazy Keto says we're trying to stick to under 20 total carbs.
That's a good idea.
Oh, and Renee is going to get her second Moderna vaccine on Thursday.
Oh, good.
Nervous because I did have a little flushing and facial tingle on the first one, and more folks have reactions to the second.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's the one that adds more antibodies. Hey, Ken's on. Hey, Ken. How's it going? Ken. He says, hey, y'all.
We were on their live stream earlier.
You were on there while I was making the melted cheese stuff.
Yeah.
The cheese sauce with
awesome.
the sodium citrate. Renee says, I can't stand when people wear the peep toe heels and the toes are hanging off the front edge.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Stephanie says, doing alternate day fasting, should I raise my macros any or leave them the same?
I'd leave them the same.
I would actually raise them a little bit because if you are using fasting as a method to reduce calories, your body is going to say, maybe we need to turn off some processes.
Well, you want to, yeah, that's true. If your macros are at a deficit, I would figure out your macros for
I would up your protein because you kind of have to get 2 days worth of protein.
What is the word I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Maintenance. Get a maintenance mode macro because you don't need to have a deficit because you need to get that protein.
Rachel says, I can't stand heel coming way off the back of a sandal. That wears me out. It's because it clicks. Mm-hmm. Stephanie says, I didn't leave y'all out. Chris and Miriam, we tell everyone about Keto Chow too.
Oh,
okay.
Thank you.
Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to Dr. Barry. Let's see. Christine says...
Oh, it's Nisha's birthday on Thursday. So, if you see her, or message her and tell her happy birthday.
So, just so you know, Ken, you bring Nisha on our live stream on Thursday morning, which will be at 10:15 Central.
Yeah,
we will sing happy birthday to her. Let's see. Christine says the snickerdoodle is bae. Too Crazy Keto says, oh, definitely, if you're making a change from 20 net carbs to total carbs, try 30 or 40 even to start. Cheryl says, why you can see a difference in your face, Mr. Cece's like, I can't with toes hanging out of the shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
Joe says you can also be like Rachel and rinse them with coffee and drink the coffee, but don't put hot coffee and close the lid.
Oh, yeah, because then the pressure will build up and then it'll pop and spill everywhere. So you got to be careful with that.
Rachel says, like Dolly Parton says, I wear a size 5, but a 7 feels good, so I buy 9. But as Wendy says, I'm with you on the toe cleavage shoes. I really dislike seeing toes in general.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think I have cute toes, actually, so I don't mind looking at my toes. I just don't like to not see the actual toe. Like, yeah, it's kind of funny.
So Stephanie's doing the alternate day fasting for the autophagy.
Yeah. Well, and I just feel so good. My brain's working, and I'm, losing weight finally. And...
I'm actually hoping that the doing the fasting will help prevent loose skin.
Yeah, that's true.
Well.
Yeah. Because the other thing is when I do lose weight, I have a ton of loose skin. I already have a ton of loose skin from my twins because I got big.
That's what twins do.
Yeah.
Renee says...
We should post one of my pictures.
Renee says I used
the
to
one
wear a
where
size...
he said I was huge.
I have no recollection of this. Renee says I used to wear a size 7.5, but after years of running, I'm now a 9.5 kayak.
Oh my gosh.
What do you wear, a 9.5?
I wear a 10.
Okay.
Because I'm tall.
Let's see.
Renee, how tall are you?
Too Crazy Keto says I went from Rachel says I went from a size 11 to a size 8.5 since keto.
Nice.
What was that about?
That's crazy. My mom wore an 11. Yeah.
Let's see. Denise says just a little cup of coffee won't blow the lid like a quarter to a half cup.
Yeah.
It depends on how hot it is.
Yeah, it depends on how hot it is.
And if you shake it up. And yeah.
Also, whenever I make it anything hot, I just, when I pour it in, I'll shake it and then I'll unscrew the lid a little bit and let the pressure out and then shake it and then unscrew the little. So instead of popping the top, I just unscrew it and let a little bit leak out of air. So...
He says I went from a size 13 to an 11 shoe. Even my hat is too big now. I hate trucker hats, so I have to buy a new fitted ball cap.
Oh, man.
That's for crazy. Stephanie says I have about 30 pounds of loose skin.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, autophagy makes sense.
It will. It will help.
Let's see. Renee says I'm 5'6", so it's like walking on skis.
I'm sure that it's not. You look amazing.
AK Sweetie for you says I'm 5'3" with size 9.5 to 10 shoes.
Hey, you're in good company.
Let's see. Eileen says I went from 8.5 to a 7, but I'm petite. He says size 10. That sounds like Peggy Hill.
I'm not petite. There's nothing petite about me, and that's okay.
Sarah on the Facebook support group wanted to know if people count the water in Keto Chow as part of their water intake.
I would say you should because it is water.
Yep.
Anything you drink has water in it, and it counts towards your water.
Now, here's the thing about water. Most nutrients, our body has a really good feedback mechanism to tell us when we have enough and when we have not enough. So you will crave things. I say most because sugar and carbohydrates completely breaks that. Our body cannot deal with it because traditionally, if there was sweet stuff available, it was at harvest time, and it was our body's job to get as much of that into us as quickly as possible. Yep. And so eating it actually makes you crave more. So it just makes everything backwards. Water, salt, protein, fat. If you're not getting enough of that, your body will crave it. If you are getting enough, it'll say, you know what, we're done. So I personally drink water when I'm thirsty, like I am right now.
I'm thirsty too.
Terribly thirsty.
Actually,
there's nothing around.
I almost got us water and I forgot.
But I don't think it's important to drink a specific amount of water per day, because the notion that you have to drink a certain amount of water is not actually based on any science.
Drink when you're thirsty.
And don't if you're not.
And then, yeah.
And get electrolytes.
Yep. Well, and somebody who pointed out, TC, I think last time we talked about this, said that the hunger cue and the thirst cue are the same.
A lot of times go.
And so if you feel like you're hungry, you might just be thirsty.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Anyway, the you have to drink this much water is based on the same amount of science as you need to eat 6 small meals per day. Mm-hmm. There's no science behind that.
But you do need to drink water, and you do need to have electrolytes.
Yep.
If you drink too much water, you'll just flush out your electrolytes and then have to have more electrolytes and then more water, and it's kind of a vicious cycle. So you don't want to overdo anything.
Joe does not like trucker hats. Stephanie says, okay, I do 20 total, so I can just go up a bit over on the other. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, the protein. That's why I say when we've been fasting, I haven't been really counting. I've just been making sure I have a really satiating, kind of meat-heavy meal or meals, and then I'm not stressing.
Yep.
Today we had 2 meals, and I probably ate more. Yeah, because I had like 12 or 13 wings for lunch, which is usually what I have as OMAD. And then I had 2 of those sausages.
You got a good amount of protein.
Yeah, I got a lot. What else did I have with dinner? I had some cucumbers and, mostly just cheese. I had a bunch of cheese. But I'm not going to feel guilty because I'm fine.
So Dana on the Facebook support group shared, when you let your significant other label your shakes, you get such gems as chocolate hazelnut, orange cream. Said the E's went around the shake several times.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Cookied butter nuts, which was vanilla with peanut butter powder. And I'm scaramel before I've had my coffee, which was coffee caramel.
Yeah.
She said, me putting them away. Kind of like, he's like, yeah, him watching me. He's like,
big smiles.
He's like, you're better than this. He's like, I know, I was rushed. Me rolling my eyes, him, I'm hilarious.
It's so funny.
It was super funny.
You gotta have fun. You gotta have a good time, right?
Yep. Cece says, Chris Bear, so drinking a gallon's probably washing out my electrolytes. Can that be dangerous? If you're not supplementing with electrolytes, it absolutely could. There have been people who have died from not getting enough electrolytes and drinking too much water. I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't think it's necessary to push yourself to drink more water than you're thirsty for.
Yep.
If you do want to drink more water, you can up your electrolytes and you'll probably get thirsty and want to drink more. So it's that whole feedback loop thing. Suzi had a question on our Facebook support group. Says she was wanting to make the mug cakes, but wanted to know if she can use allulose instead of erythritol.
That's a good question. You sure can.
Yes. Now, with a caveat that most people don't have an adverse reaction to allulose. It works just fine for them. You may be the exception.
Yep, you always want to check and see how you do with different sweeteners.
Ginny says, hey, I can hear you really well, Miriam. I remember at first when I listened to you guys, I thought you were trying to whisper something to Chris.
Hello, Chris. I know. I really try hard. I've really grown. It's kind of scary still sometimes.
Whereas I try to talk a bit quieter.
I also get embarrassed because look how tall I am compared to Chris, because he's slouching in his seat. But it hurts if I don't sit up straight. It hurts my back. So I have to sit up straight. And then I look tall and weird.
Carol says, good night, all. Sweet
sleep.
Good
night, Carol.
Jessica had some questions about purchasing Keto Chow on Amazon versus directly from us.
Okay, well, we love being on Amazon because you have to be there. Because we like to be available to people. It's a little bit difficult to work with Amazon, but it's fine. Like, we're glad we're there. You can get discounts through us easier. It's a little bit cheaper, and it's oftentimes faster, and there's less breaks in the packages if you get it directly from us. Those are just kind of the things that we've noticed.
So now if you order a lot from us and you qualify for the free ground shipping and you choose the free ground shipping, it will take longer to ship to you than like the 2-day prime, which
would be free. So you're paying a little bit more for Keto Chow, but then you're getting a prime. So really it just depends on what you prefer.
Yep. So
it's also harder to support Amazon customers because we have to go through their interface, and sometimes like they won't let us directly contact the customer, and we can't, figure out what the problem is and help them. So that's a little bit more difficult. You can always call us directly or email us directly, and then we can find your Amazon order and talk to you about it that way. But unless you contact us, we can't get a hold of you through Amazon. So we can definitely support you better if you buy it through us, but you still, we're just happy you buy it from us at all. So thank you.
There you go. Let's see. Parent says, good core control, Miriam.
Thank you. I know. I need
Let's
to do
see. He says, I've lost so much weight that I'm now able to hop from YouTube to Facebook. Shelley needs my laptop for a project. Let's see. Oh, Shauna says, sit straight and tall and proud. Beautiful, Miriam.
you.
Mike says, tall people problems. Yeah.
Yep.
Rachel says, Wonder Woman is tall too, Miriam. You're in great company.
That's right.
Oh, Dennis says,
and she's gorgeous.
I drank that gallon of water a day for 40 years and it aged me.
Really? That's interesting. Huh.
Shauna says, I love teaching preschool at 5'1". I felt tall. Cece Mama says, explains the headaches after drinking tons of water. Yeah, that's probably it.
And that's what I noticed too. If I drink a lot of water, if I don't have electrolytes, it seems to kind of go through me faster. So you can tell. I think you can tell if you have to go pee 3 times. You're like, good thing I drank all that water so that I could not have it anymore. But I'm not saying you shouldn't drink a lot of water. You just have to kind of figure out your body, just like with anything.
Yeah. So Denise says, speaking of shipping, I haven't received an email that my order is shipped yet. That could be 2 things. Number 1, if you place an order with a friends and family thing, we are about a day and a half behind. We should be caught up sometime tomorrow or early Thursday. Or it could be that your order is stuck in spam la land.
Oh, yeah. So check your spam folder. And then you can also reach out to us. So, at hello...
Down in the bottom corner.
KetoChow.net. Oh, yes, sir. On the website in the corner.
And it's really easy to find orders and just say, oh, you know what? Blah, blah, blah. Here's where it is. And it's supposed to be shipped. And, Marie pointed out no rewards points.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can get rewards points through us. And then you can get different perks and things.
Denise says, I think I ordered last Thursday. It should have already shipped. Yeah.
So if you could reach out to our customer service team, we could make sure to check on that for you.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
Darren wants to know what's on your shirt. The banner's blocking. I've got Keto Chow and Miriam's got Grogu.
I have a cute Yoda, baby Yoda.
Yeah. Renee says, and why buy from Amazon? They don't give you Chow points and their customer service is far from Chris and Miriam.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Let's see. Denise says, Christian helped me with my order. Okay. Mike says, baby Yoda. Let's see. Someone wanted to know, when you check ketones, is it better to check using the pee strips or blood?
Well, both of them will work. Usually, I would say the blood is more accurate because the pee is just excess that you're not using, and so you could get discouraged if you've been doing keto for a while and it doesn't say you have excess ketones.
Yeah, because after a while it doesn't really work.
You want to be able to utilize those ketones, and so by having excess, you're not actually utilizing them. You're having too much and they're just spilling over. But if you use the blood, then it's just what you're using already, so it's just going to measure what's there. So we think that that's more accurate.
Yep. Now, when I first started keto, doing the urine test strips was actually really helpful because it was very motivating for me to see something happening.
Yeah.
But I like to say that the pee strips are for entertainment purposes only because it doesn't give an accurate picture of what's going on, like Miriam said.
But it does help with motivation. Like especially if you're starting, if you're not sure you're in ketosis, go try that out and see, and then you know what to change in your diet or whatever. So it still is a useful tool.
Now, where the testing your ketones really comes into handy is if you're trying things out to see how it affects a ketogenic diet, then that will help you stay on track. I actually don't test my ketones a lot unless I'm doing an experiment. I just prefer to eat fewer than 20 carbs a day, and I know that it's going to work. But that said, I have
Oh, sorry.
no fewer than, I think, 6 ketone testers.
I know.
I have 2 keto coaches.
found
We
a
have like 4 keto mojos, different versions of them.
I have 2.
It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because we don't use them super often, but when we use them a lot at one time because
Yeah,
we're
that's
usually
true.
doing an experiment or we're testing certain things. And it's really nice to just have if I feel like I need it or if I need some motivation or if I feel like, I'm going to test every day for this and so amount of time and keep myself accountable. So I really like having it for that reason.
Yep. Can you make Keto Chow into pudding like you can with some protein powders?
Oh, yeah. With gelatin, it helps. Christy Davis was posting about that today on the
Oh, was she?
Keto Chow support group. She did the peaches and cream and made it into
Nice.
a pudding. She said she used too many, what was it, teaspoons or tablespoon? 2 tablespoons of gelatin?
Whoa.
Or probably it was just 1 tablespoon of gelatin. I can't actually remember how much she used, but she said that it was delicious.
Now you can't. So you can use gelatin to make it thicker into a pudding, or you can use less water and or more heavy cream.
Yep, and there's actually, speaking of Christy, right now, I was just talking about it.
She's back. I thought you were Christy.
We do also have some recipes on our site that are different pudding. Oh, thank you, Keto Meal Program. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember it. But the meals are really delicious and they're satisfying too. And if you want to have real food and real fast, get some of those.
Yep. Stephanie says, "Are you all only doing 2 meals on your eat days and no snacks?"
Yeah, 2 or 1.
From the start of the eating window to the end of the eating window, we might have a snack, but it's kind of like.
But then it would be like part of the meal.
Yeah.
Or it would be the third meal. So then I'm having wings and then a string cheese and then, so.
But before and after, no, there's no snacking because we are fasting.
So it's actually really been helpful.
Yep. I think that's all the questions that we had pre-prepared. We've actually been going on for a while. So was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't think so.
But just as a reminder, we are going to be doing our live stream starting a little earlier at 9:15 Eastern time next week.
Oh, yes. So next Tuesday night.
9:15, Eastern time.
One thing, too, is we're kind of getting low on the mugs. So if you wanted to get one,
the
maybe
mug
snatch
cakes?
them up before they're gone. We have reordered more, but it'll be a while before we get those again.
So that's under limited edition
But
products.
I think it's been fun to do. Is it? Are you sure it's there? Ah, the picture's gone.
Where's the picture?
Whoops.
Oh, hey.
Oh, it says only 84 left. Only 26 is strawberry shortcake. Oh my gosh. 14. 51. 80. Oh my gosh.
Good job, Nick. That looks slick. I'm really impressed.
It looks really nice.
Yeah. So it looks like he did that, but it doesn't have a main image, and so it's not showing up with.
Well, we'll fix that tomorrow. No big deal.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are almost out. We have more. We've ordered more mugs.
Yeah, but we literally finished the order today, so it'll be.
It's going to take a while.
Like a month before we get them again. So there are some left, but they're getting low. So if you were hesitant and decide you want to get them, I don't know how long they'll last, so we'll see.
Denita says, remember Taco Bell's 4th meal? He says, all right, look out now. I'm back on YouTube. Ninja Quick, thanks to my purple Keto Chow headband.
Yes. Your headband of awesomeness?
Stephanie says, can we just buy the mug?
Yep, you have to buy the kit. Because
Yeah,
we're
it's
not
only
selling the
available
mug
as
by
the kit.
itself.
Yep.
But it's not that expensive, I think, and it's just flavors that you would use with those recipes. And then you can make 12 cakes out of those 4 Keto Chows. So I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, we're going to get off.
Yeah.
Where do you get off?
Thanks for joining us today. We really enjoy hanging out with you guys and just chilling and feeling like we're part of our big Keto Chow family. And we just appreciate you.
All right. I'm going to go get a drink of water.
I also am going to get a drink of water.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.